So you are telling me that you are not subscribed to Sam the Stoic channel. And you are telling me this with a straight face. You better subscribe, or else.
Hello guys, how are you? Now today it's the 30th of July 2025. Okay guys, and yeah, so I want to tell you something, okay, about recording with this phone, which is the lovely and very good Google Pixel 7 Pro. Now, when you are recording with this phone, okay, if you are recording with the app, with the video recording app, the native video recording app, okay, of the phone, okay, the native one. So then a nice, very useful and nice thing about it is that basically once you decide what kind of microphone are you going to use, the microphone that you're going to use is being shown, okay, it gets shown on the video, it's on the screen itself. It tells you what microphone you're using so that there's no mistake, and during the video it keeps being shown. So this is amazing, this is very good. I mean, probably now every flagship probably does that. I'm not sure if every flagship does that, but as I said, Google Pixel 7 Pro definitely does that. I'm saying it right now. Yeah, so basically there are three symbols. There is I think like a person talking, and that would be the normal, the fact is that Google phones have like a, I don't know how is it called, what's the name, the precise name, but it's like a voice enhancer, something like that, right? And basically that one is usually active, okay, but I think that I don't know if where I need to go, sorry guys. Basically what I want to say is this, that anyway there are three symbols, okay. One is the voice that talks, okay, and then there is should I go here? Probably. Then there is the microphone. There is like there is literally a microphone with a wire, and the Bluetooth symbol, okay, which in this case would be my headphones, okay. Okay guys, you can see it before and after you have pressed the button, the record button, the record button, okay. Okay, you can see it before and after. It's gonna be displayed on your device, on your phone, okay guys. So this is very handy. Now I need to put petrol in my car, but I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna do it in 5. Okay, so I've been recording lovely videos, and yeah, but I need to remember that at some point the DJI Action 5 Pro was recording and I didn't know it was recording. That is a big mistake of mine. I don't know how it could have happened, and probably, yes, I know, I don't know, like, yeah, there was a moment where I was walking a narrow path, a narrow staircase actually, and there was people coming toward me, and I might have got confused between switching on and off the video. So yeah, might have switched the video off rather than on. I don't know. Anyway, what I want to say, guys, is that yeah, it has been a lovely walk that I've done in South Queensferry. I really loved it, and as usual, guys, you know, in my videos, basically there are a lot of words and phrases that I'm gonna basically I'm not gonna be able to say in that moment, and then I review the video and I'm gonna write the answers in the comments. Okay, so it's very useful for me and very useful for whoever wants to improve their English. Okay, it's funny how I basically could potentially teach English learning it myself at the same time, or sorry, no, well, learning English while learning English myself. You know, other people could actually learn English themselves by watching me while I am learning English. Okay. Just raising questions, right? Raising questions about words. How do you say that? How is this phrase correct? Is this name correct? Is this word right? You know? Yeah. Yeah. Now, guys, I want to try. No, I'm not gonna try. No, I want you to do like a comparison between audios, okay? It would be a nice idea, isn't it? But I should stop to do that. And my sister Ale is calling me, is video calling me, so I hope it's not gonna be like a tricking video call, like with other people. Anyway, bye guys. Okay guys, so I realized that you remember I told you that I wanted to do the experiment where basically I wanted to try the different microphones, and I thought, you see, sometimes the neurons don't connect. Sometimes they connect, sometimes they don't, right? And now they connected, and I remember that you just need to stop the video, and then you can simply, you don't have, because I thought that I had to remove the little piece of connector that works with the microphone in order for it to work, right? I don't know how you call it. Let's call it connector, okay? And well, you could check later how it is called, right? Anyway, basically, you don't have to disconnect. You can just decide on the settings there very quickly. You tap on it on the screen where you see yourself on the top. You tap and change them. I wonder if I could actually do it while recording. That would be crazy. I don't think so. Let me tap here. No, nothing happens. If I tap on the perfect, beautiful. So how do you hear me? Do you hear me fine? Do you hear me better? Because you could potentially, that's the thing, with this kind of phone, you could potentially hear me better than the microphone itself. I mean, the microphone is here, the phone, I mean, the distance is like, yeah, of course the phone is more distant, but this kind of device, the phone, is able to pick my voice and kind of polish it. I think so. No, I'm pretty sure he does, because the microphone comes out very, very, very. The voice, I'm sure it should come out very good. Now I'm gonna stop the video and put the Bluetooth and see how it is the voice with the Bluetooth. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So now I'm using the headphones, and can you hear me with the headphones? How is the voice with the headphones? This should be, of course, the worst option. And yes, are you able to hearing me with the headphones, guys? I hope. I mean, I don't know if I hope this. The thing is, what I want to say is, I hope that this is working. That the device, the connector, is not overriding, like counteracting against me choosing the other options, so that only the microphone will work, will act as a receiver, as a recorder for the voice, um, rather than the other options. Okay, you know what I mean? So even if I choose the Bluetooth, maybe because the connector is inserted and the microphone is on, the microphone is going to override the others. Is override the right word? Anyway, it's going to compete with the other options. Okay, it's going to take over. Okay, okay, but I don't think so. I have chosen the Bluetooth. Can you hear me fine? Now here on my right there is a lovely little lake. I could come here tomorrow for a video. I don't think I've ever been here, or actually, no, you know what? I I think I have come here, but not. I remember having walked from Carcodi to almost Logelli, and I think I reached this lake, but then once I reached it, I kind of started my way back because it was time for me to go back. Was tired, and maybe it was the afternoon. I don't remember why, or if I had stuff to do. I don't know. I just came back. But there is a lovely lake here, Loch Gelly. Probably the name is Gelly at this point. The name of the loch, the lake, and so I could walk around it and do a video. What do you think, guys? Yeah. Yeah. Now, regarding the, okay, and now I want to go back to the microphone, so I'm going to stop the video. Okay, guys, so regarding the placement, I'm thinking I have switched to paper sheet because I had a little issue. Basically, I was writing my handover. I was like writing kind of taking notes of what was happening in the world, so that when it was time to basically to give the handover, to give my report, to give my handover, basically I had something to read. I had something to say, because you might forget, you might could go blank for some reason, right? In my mind tends to go blank. So I was writing my notes in little notebooks, and then one colleague would tell me, no, you can't, because who knows if you're taking that note. I already talked about this. Who knows if you're taking your notes at home with you, and so I said, okay, I'm gonna buy notebooks that then whose pages I can just tear out, okay, or tear off. I already investigated this, and now I've already forgotten it. Anyway, I can, whose pages I can tear out, okay, and throw away in the bin, okay. But probably, so I told my colleague, look, now I've got this, because she came back at me and said, oh, you should start to write on the handover, which is crazy, because the handover, there's no space to write, and at the end of the day, you like all that info that you want to write, you cannot possibly write it in the handover, which is already filled. It's a handover. It's not like a place where taking notes. So I thought, okay, instead of writing on my notebooks that I bought, many notebooks, and then at some point because she kind of she told me this one again, so I said, okay, I want to kind of get over this topic. I want to close the matter, I want to close the matter and I want to end the matter here. So I said, okay, I'm gonna show her. So she was like starting the night shift. I said, okay, So I teared the pages out of the notebook or off the notebook. We need to check which one is better, and or if there is any other web. So I took the pages to her and said, look, now I'm gonna throw them in the confidential waste, okay? So that, you know, now what else could you tell me? Is it still gonna be wrong? Anyway, and so I said to myself, okay, Sam, it doesn't matter if you're doing the right thing or not. You have to work with these people, you know, and you're not gonna change them, you know. And somehow it is true that people don't usually write stuff on notebooks. Generally, you don't see nurses with notebooks. Sometimes you do, actually. Sometimes you do. There are, but because there's nothing wrong, especially, you know, those kind of notebooks with the rings, you know. How do you call them? Let's check on ChatGPT. You know, where you can tear out the pages. And basically, and so I said, okay, I'm gonna, instead of doing that, but I'm not gonna write on the handover. Or at least during the day, I could write something, maybe when I'm getting the handover from the night shift, yeah, I could write something there, yes, okay, but during the day, you know, unless the back of the page is empty, which is crazy, you know, because I mean, what is the difference between that page and the page that comes from my notebook? Is it not still paper? At the end of the day, they're going to be thrown away, you know. What is the difference now, right? Well, what am I going to do with those info? Well, what am I going to do? Hey guys, do you know that patient has got CKD3? And so what? One, I'm not gonna do it. Secondly, you know, it's not really, you know. Anyway, let's forget about it. Let's not even enter in this crazy topic, okay? It's just a way. It's like the mask. It's like the mask. During COVID, you know, people who love being on top of other people, like being bosses to other people, they're gonna desperately get the opportunity to be in charge of other people and tell them what to do, you know. So with the mask, you had to wear the mask like well. You have to cover your nose. You couldn't put your mask down. You had to wear the mask at all times, and you had to wear the visor, and you had to wash your hands with the alcohol. And if you didn't do any of these things, the people that I would call the sheriffs or the marshals, they would tell you off, okay? They would boss you about, okay? And this is the same thing. It is the same exact thing, you know. You're not gonna argue with that person that I don't want to say the word because YouTube really cares about that topic, and you know, you're not gonna convince that person. I mean, during that, what happened, you know, a few years ago, if you remember. I don't want to name. I already named it, but you know. So you just had to say yes, okay, I'm gonna do it, because the law was with them, especially in countries like in Italy. You know, the law was they were like on the right side of the law. The wrong, but they were kind of supporting what the law would establish. Okay, so you couldn't act differently from what they would tell you to do. And this is the same case, you know, like almost the same case. You know, she's not right, but somehow you have to get on with her. And here my sister comes again. So what I want to say, guys, is that I've started to write my handover or my notes on page, just normal sheets, continuation sheets that I take there at work, and then so that it's not a notebook, it's a paper sheet just like your handover, and I'm gonna throw it away. That's it. Oh, anyway, no, this was not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say is that I'll tell you later.